Hi everybody, my name is Ina and I'm an interior designer in Bristol. Today I want to talk to you about how to make your home look expensive without it costing you an arm and a leg. Of course, not everybody's budget is the same, but don't worry, no matter how small or how big your budget might be, I hope this video is going to be useful for everybody. Number one, keep it clean. It doesn't matter how much money you've spent on your home, but if it's cluttered, it will not look good. So dust, hoover the floors, clear your surfaces from any clutter, and it's going to be fresher and better. So it's really simple, just keep it clean. Number two, always have fresh flowers. If you don't have many plants in your home, have fresh hydrangeas or any seasonal flowers that they sell in your local florist, or even pick some up on the way home from the garage. Not as expensive. People usually underestimate how much fresh flowers can add to your space. It's not only a splash of color and freshness, but it also makes your room much more inviting. Number three, dress your windows. I know that I say that a lot, sounding like a broken record, but you have no idea how much it changes the room as soon as you hang some curtains. It adds so much to the space. It makes it look bigger, more cozy, much more luxurious. And remember to put your curtain pole closer to the ceiling, not right above the window. Don't just buy them and throw them onto your windows. Make sure that you wash them, you iron them, or you steam iron them, and this makes all the difference. And you can buy £10 IKEA curtains, iron them and make them look straight. They will look much more expensive. And of course, using more curtains on a pole is a much better idea. That creates layering of the curtains, if you like. Number four, hang your TV. Now, most TVs come with a wall mount, but you can always find one on Amazon that suits your TV. And I think it would change the game in your living room. Number five, invest your budget in things that you sit on. When you're furnishing your home, but you have a really low budget, there is always a temptation to buy everything on the cheap. But things that I would suggest to invest in is something that you definitely sit on, because these are the pieces that will get much more wearability than any other pieces in your room. It is usually the most expensive and the biggest thing in your room. So for example, sofa, bed. So this is something that you should invest in, because this is what will get the most wearability. And in the long run, it will cost you much less than everything else in your room. There is also an aspect of comfort. Definitely consider investing a large percentage of your budget into your sofa, your bed, your armchair, your dining chairs, because there are plenty of other things that you can compromise on and save money on. If you want to know where to start when looking for your sofas, I recommend a company called Lee Long Lance. This is where I got sofas for myself, this is where I got sofas for my clients, and I'm absolutely happy with it, and my clients absolutely happy with it. They stock a lot of different ranges. Most of them are UK made sofas, and there is one British company that I love the most. It's called Alexander James, and Lee Long Lance is a preferred supplier and distributor. Their customer service is great as well, helping you choose your colors, your fabrics, your cushion covers, your cushions, and all the accessories that would come with it. Just DIYing. So adding surfaces like marble or granite, these materials are really expensive. So you can save money on surfaces, get contact paper that you can cover your surfaces that you can. In that paper, they come in a lot of different ranges, a lot of different colors, a lot of different patterns, and this is one of the best ways to make your home a little bit more expensive. Choose the one that you like and cover your surfaces with it. Of course, I wouldn't recommend covering your kitchen worktops with it, because it's a really busy area where you do a lot of food preparations on it. The wearability isn't there, but covering something like your bedside table or your coffee table or just a side table that would be very visible in the room, this is something that could bring much more of that touch of luxury in your home. I have my side tables covered in marble contact paper, and I tell everybody it's marble, and people believe that because it looks so real. Another good DIY is follow the NYX Furniture Shop. I manage the content for the Facebook page page, and I do put a daily DIY ideas. There is reupholstery, there is pom-poms, there is stencil spray painting, there is spray painting, there is just painting, there is changing hardware, ideas of how you can change your furniture without spending a lot of money on a new piece. Number 7, make sure that you have all your moldings, all your skirting boards, your dado rails, your picture rails matching in your house to make it look a little bit more expensive and more luxurious. They come in MDF, they come in plastic, so whatever suits your budget. Number 8, use used accessories. Now, I love going to second-hand shops. In fact, I am working from a second-hand shop right now, and the pieces that come to that place are just unbelievable. And if they need a little bit of restoration, that's also fine, but 9 out of 10 you just have to wash them. I look at things like pictures to hang on a wall, I look at things like clocks, vases, and all sorts of different trinkets are also a good idea to get from these types of shops. Plus, you are getting something unique, you are getting something different, something that is not available to mass market from, say, IKEA. And usually it's really cost effective, because you never know what you're going to find in your local second-hand shop, or perhaps you love to go to car boot sales, and this is an amazing opportunity to buy something quite cheap. Also, investing in flooring. You don't want to change flooring every 3 or 4 years. It's really expensive, the work is really expensive as well. Invest in a better quality materials because you want it to last, and your kitchen. So this is something that I would definitely advise to invest. If you have a perfectly functional kitchen which you're absolutely happy with but still want to update it, I would say instead of ripping it all out, make sure that you change your worktop if you want to change it. But if you have it in granite or marble, you wouldn't have to, because the variability of these materials are really high. But if you do decide to change it, again, change it to marble or granite, because it will last you forever. And if you don't really want to splash out a lot on the kitchen, make sure that you invest in your worktop, but the rest, in terms of the doors, you can always hire somebody to spray paint or paint it yourself if you feel confident enough. Another thing to do in the kitchen is, again, the flooring and changing your taps. I can see that a lot of taps come in different materials. Go for matte black or, say, brass. This is something that would make your home look a little bit more expensive and luxurious, but it's not going to cost you so much, because most of these materials are now leveled up and you're not costing as much to make. If you're doing a total renovation, make sure that you plan everything in advance. Now, as soon as you walk into the house, this is where the first impressions are made, and I would always suggest hanging a really nice light. Your entrance light don't have to be a massive chandelier, but there are so many different really beautiful lights available right now. Even B&Q has a lot of really nice ones, and they're really cost effective. I would also suggest looking online. Places like wayfair.co.uk are doing a vast amount of different ranges of lights, and they are very accessible. Prices start from £20. You can get a decent chandelier for under £100. Make sure that it goes with the rest of your metals, make sure that it goes with your switches and everything else around the house, so you create a really cohesive look and much more coordinated, which effectively makes it look a little bit more expensive. And remember, the more DIYs you do, the more money you'll save. But of course, I wouldn't advise you do any jobs that require certification yourself. For example, electricity or plumbing. Make sure that you get a professional to do that. But if you're good with a paintbrush, it will only cost you time. I had 2 questions. Joanna has asked, I would like to replace the interior doors in our house. They are fake Victorian modern doors. I would like something more in keeping with the house, which was built in 1963. There are 8 doors. What would you suggest? Thank you, Joanna. I would suggest you keep those doors. Of course, if you like that style. But what do you do with the rest of the house? Add a dado rail. So for example, in your hallway or your landing, just run a dado rail 1 meter or 80 centimeters high from your skirting board. This will actually go together with those Victorian doors. If you don't like that look and you would like something a little bit more mid-century modern, then change in the doors. It would cost you about £100 to £120 per door if you're looking exactly exactly for 1960s sort of style doors. Usually they come in oak, but you can find something cheaper, something for 50 or 60 pounds if they are hollow MDF. Also adding paneling on it. Where there are doors downstairs, I would add glass, and that would make the house a little bit more brighter, have a little bit more of that flow. Upstairs, of course, I would not put any doors with the glass because you need privacy. Now, another question I had was from Kate, and she asked what pieces would we invest in? What can we add to instantly make it look expensive? I hope that I answered that question already, but just to recap, I would say the pieces that you should definitely invest is something that you sit on, i.e. a sofa, your chairs, and your flooring, your kitchen worktops, and your TV, and things that make home look more expensive. It's all in a detail. Fresh flowers. I would also add different looking sockets and switches. Instead of getting standard white plastic ones, if you get slightly more chic ones, and it probably would cost you about £1 or £2 more, it would make a difference. But make sure that they go with your other metallics in the room. So door handles, any accessories, and anything else that you might want to have in your metallics. So your faucet in your kitchen and in your bathroom, even your letterbox, you can match everything. And these details is something that pulls everything together and make it look slightly more luxurious and slightly more expensive. I hope I answered all your questions, and I hope that this video was really useful. And later in today I will try and see what else you'd like me to talk about and get it out next Monday. Thank you very much for watching and have a nice week. Bye!